All right, guys. So the first thing you're going to need is a raccoon. That's number one. Number two, you're going to need a good knife. This happens to be a Rada or Rada, depending on how y'all pronounce it. Paring knife. This is the 4-inch model. Works really well. It's just a kitchen paring knife. Absolutely cannot beat them in the fur shed, though. They hold an edge tremendously well. I've skinned, I don't know, close to 250 coon with this thing already this year, and it's still just as good as it was the day that I bought it. So for $7, $8 a piece, I mean, you can't beat them. Buy a half a dozen of them as one gets dull and you can't get an edge back on it anymore. Throw it in a box, grab a new one, start again. So anyway, that's the plug for Rada. So anyway, so the first thing you need is a coon. This happens to be a pretty good one. I just stick my knife here in the pad of the foot and just come make the first incision just kind of straight across, heel to heel. Try to keep that initial cut as straight and as even as you can, because when it comes time to put these on the stretchers, that's going to make a difference, because if you don't, you're going to have one side higher than the other on the flanks, and they're always going to measure to the short side first. Okay, they will always do that. So try to keep them flanks as even as you can when you're opening them, and then that makes it easier when you're putting them on the board or on the wire, whatever you might be using, to keep them level and even across. Next thing you do is you come here and you open up the leg. Be really careful on the front side or the back side that you don't cut the tendons. We're going to need those later. Now, if you've got a speed gambrel, then of course you're gonna want to cut those tendons to make it work in that gambrel. Then pull that leg down like that. Get a hold of the next one. Do the same thing. I always come across the top of the foot and skin it off, and that way when you're fleshing these things, sometimes you'll run into one that's a little bit tender in the flank area or something, maybe down here on the leg. This little flap of foot skin, what that does is it gives you a little more to play with, okay? If you happen to tear it, you've still got enough leg there to stretch your hook, or push pins in, whatever you got to do. Again, on the other side, be really careful. Don't cut them tendons. You're going to need them to hang that coon up. Pull that leg down. Come to the vent. Cut around the vent like so. Now that coon is ready to be hung up on the gambrel. All right, now that we've got our raccoon hung, it's just a basic pull down motion. Just get a hold of the flank here and pull down. Other side and pull down. The front, pull down the belly like so till you get to his cut that off there. Take your knife, and you got to be really careful going in here. For those of you that haven't ever skinned many coon at all, you've got to be careful. Always cut in towards the carcass, never towards the fur. And there's a line there, and you'll be able to see that line between hide and meat. So always make sure you're cutting into meat and you're not cutting hide. Just come around and open that up into that tail. Back side of the tail like so. May have to do a little on the other side as well until you get it opened up like so. I always just stick my knife right there so it's nice and handy for me, and then you just get a hold of him and pull down. Pull front belly side of him down. Pull the back down. And sometimes, if they're really tough like this one seems to be, it's a big coon, take your fist, push it in here, and just push down. Same on the other side. Sometimes that leaf fat right here you see, you've got to take your knife and nick it once in a while. Push that coon down just as far as you possibly can, okay? And then get a hold of that tail, give it a yoink, and then I don't open the tails. I don't cut them open. I just break the membrane with my knife around the bone. You don't cut into it, you're just nicking the membrane is all you're doing. And then pull down again, nick that membrane, pull down again, nick that membrane, put your knife back there, pull that tail up like that. Now they make tail strippers. We've got a couple different models here. They've got a plastic one. This happens to be an aluminum one. This is one that a good friend of mine made me when he worked at John Deere. Just put it in the press and made this one. Most of the time I don't use one. I may have to on this big coon, but generally I just use my hands. I just slip the tailbone between my fingers like so. Get a hold of it. Nope. Nope, that one ain't gonna let me. It's too, ain't enough fat in it there. Either that or I haven't got it down far enough yet. Try one more time here. I don't know if I can or not. Nope, not gonna do it. Most time, and I'll show you, I've actually got a video up of me doing it. You just pull that tailbone out. It's not that hard. And the next thing I do is I take my steel. The reason I don't split the tails because I use the steel as a handle. I just slip it in the tail hole like this. And then back up and pull. Pull that coon down. Take your, let me reset that camera just a minute, guys. Take your steel, push it through the shoulder, push down. On the other side, same deal, push down. Go ahead and open that on up like that. I just take my knife. I don't bring around the feet or anything like that because you're going to trim these off when you flesh that coon anyway, or whoever fleshes this is going to wring it off there anyway, or trim it. And he started his head. Again, you can see the line. You can see the difference between fur and meat. Always cut into the meat, never into the fur. There, I just nicked him right there on his throat just a minute. Never fails when you got a camera set up, does it, Mike?
Always cut into the meat, not the thigh.
I know, I know. All right.
Take your own advice, buddy.
Exactly. Now you can see the ears there starting to expose. Cut straight into it. Do the same thing on the other side. There the ears starting to expose. Cut straight into it. I'm going to reset that camera so I can pull this thing tight. All right, I think that'll work. And then I just took my finger here in his ear hole, pull down. There's his eye, cut straight into that. There's his other eye over here, cut straight into it, like so. Hook your fingers right in the eye holes. And don't worry if you get a big eye or a big ear, they don't buy that part of it anyway. Go ahead and cut that bottom lip off because we ain't making hot dogs and we don't need it. Go ahead and trim around that nose. And I always take, and a lot of guys will go ahead and just cut that nose off right there. I go ahead and take it clear out, take that cartilage out because you're going to have to anyway, or you're going to want to anyway when it comes time to put him on a stretcher. And there he is, guys. There's the one, first one anyway today. So what did we end up with today, Mike? 12 coon and a muskrat. So all in all, it wasn't too bad a day. All right, guys, so we're going to end this video here. I need to get skinning, but I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. If you would, please just hit that thumbs up for me. That's all I'm asking. Once again, this is Dale Billingsley with another one. Signing out.
Hi, this is Jade from Cumberland's Northwest Trapper Supply. Just giving you a quick look at our business. We have a full retail store where you can walk in, put your hands on everything, look around. We have a bunch of lures and baits. This is our shipping room, which is very messy. And we're also open for orders online at our website. It's nwtrappers.com. We get stuff out the same day. Just give you a quick look into our warehouse here. We are stocked up. The traps are ready to roll. We can get your orders and keep you running this season. One more quick look into our lure room. It's insulated. We have heat. None of our lures, baits, or earings are ever in the sun. They're never frozen. We keep everything fresh and ready to go. Look at all this wonderful Billingsley bait and lure. We are stocked up. Well, thank you much for your time.
Hey trappers, Dale Billingsley here, Billingsley Brand Lures. Guys, I've had a request to do some skinning videos for you. So tonight I'm going to set up here and we're going to skin a raccoon for y'all. So show you the way that I do it. I'm not saying that it's the right way or the only way or anything else. It's just the way I do things. Hopefully there's a few tips in here that might help some of y'all. Anyway, let's set things up here and get at it.